Hello everyone, my name is Ling Gao, a master's student in higher education program at Iowa State University. Today, my topic is studying in the United States. The rationale of this study is to provide Chinese students a basic understanding of studying in the United States. The purpose of this study is to provide personal experience of studying and living at Iowa State University. The objectives of this study are why I made the decision to study in the United States, why I chose the Iowa State, future plan, and the significance of this study is to provide references for the Chinese students who are planning to study in the United States. For myself, I'm willing to rethink and reflect my personal college life at Iowa State University. Well, why I made the decision to study in the United States? As a Chinese students, we have traditionally valued education. That is just part of our culture. Chinese students and our parents were looking for higher quality education, get the importance of international education, and it's making America the number one destination. Nowadays, single children tend to be spoiled, and our parents know that. My parents want me to be independent, to negotiate, to compromise, and to make friends on my own. Why I chose Iowa State University? Some things that attract me to Iowa State University are its fame, the quality of this program, and faculties and facilities. I know some students who are in this program, and they told me that there are so many opportunities to promote practical abilities, which makes ISU the best choice for me. I believe that I can put my abilities to good use and gain precious opportunities to work with prominent professors there. In the future, I am planning to do something related to the higher education, such as education administration, student affairs, and so on. For my own experiences, I know that the transition to a university setting is one not to be taken lightly. I have a design to guide students and consult students in their search for a major that suits their interests, passions, and abilities, help them adjust to and successfully handle the workload of college. Free advices. First, college and university search. Find, research, contact, and save schools you are interested in using search engines online. Create a list of all universities and colleges in America that accept and enroll international students. Also, you can match to schools based on program of study and degree, state or other geographical location, tuition range, public. Choosing states. The location of the university you are going to study is also very important. If you are curious about what your state has to offer, learn more about 50 states. Do some research so that you can learn about the state's economy, internship opportunities, climate, activities, and more. How much money you need? So, how much money you will need? You can get a general idea about expenses by looking at the catalogs or application information provided by the university. Remember, however, the tuition rates vary tremendously. State or public universities are generally but not always, less expensive than private institutions. Some private institutions may be able to offer scholarships that state schools cannot. 2 year or community colleges are usually less expensive than colleges and universities offering bachelor's and graduate degrees. The cost of living in different parts of the United States also varies. In general, living in urban areas is more expensive than living in the smaller towns or rural areas. Renting an apartment in a big city can cost twice as much as it does in a smaller town because there is such high demand for housing in large United States cities. Likewise, food, clothing, entertainment, and other living expenses may be more expensive in a city. The US way of life. As international students, you will experience many new and exciting things. It's difficult, if not impossible, to discuss exactly what living in the United States means to everyone. American culture has been enriched by the values and belief systems of virtually every part of the world. From an international student's perspective, that diversity is very valuable. If you choose to live in a completely different environment, you may be challenged with new situations every day. But you but if you decided to live in a part of the United States that resembles your home country in some ways, you may find comfort in those similarities. Here, I listed 3 tips for all of you. First, take the initiative. In order to make friends, you must take the initiative to meet people. Because of American value of independence, Americans will not always be looking out for you or making sure that you are getting acquainted with other people. They assume that you are taking care of yourself unless you tell them differently. If you don't ask for help, Americans will assume that you don't need anything. So remember, ask for help when you need it. Second, saying yes the first time. Another point of advice: in some cultures, it is polite to refuse 2 or 3 times if someone offers something to you. But in the United States, it is polite to answer yes, please, if you would like to be helped. Many interesting situations have come up when a non United States student who was hungry or thirsty refused the offer of food or drink, thinking this was polite behavior. But when no second or third offer was made, there was no chance to say yes anymore. Last, find a group or groups. Contrary to the stereotype of independence and individuality, most Americans are conformist and gain their identity by belonging to groups. You may notice that many students join groups in order to both get acquainted with others or in order to satisfy a need to belong. You may be surprised at how many students look alike on your campus with similar hairstyles and clothing. Well, that is the end of my presentation. Hope you can get some useful information about this. Thank you.